What's going on? Big A, the Mank Geek, coming at ya with another video. Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, I don't know what's going on with Captain Marvel. Like, it's just become a weird situation, and I'm just confused by the whole thing, just because I see a repeat of Ghostbusters 2016 happening, whereby just all the wokeness is just kind of destroying any momentum the movie had, which is totally weird. I was never like super excited to see this movie, but I was willing to be excited for it as long as like the trailers were like wicked. I'd be like, dope, can't wait to see this. I'm gonna go see it anyway because it is a Marvel movie. I mean, Marvel could film a turd and it could be the same shot for 2 hours and it could be called Marvel's The Turd, and I'd still go and watch the movie even though I knew it just a turd just being filmed on screen. I'd still go and see it. I probably wouldn't like it, but I'd still go and see it because it's got the MCU name attached to it. And I'm still going to see this movie. But like all the weirdness, all the activism surrounding it, it's like the world is a crappy place sometimes, and it's quite mundane. Like, and your day-to-day grind can kind of get you down a bit. So you just go to the cinema to have a good time for the most part. There are films that do come with like various messages and whatnot, and kind of more kind of like activist focused movies, I guess you could call them. But kind of a mainstream movie like this, you just want to go and have a good time. And just the fact that it's kind of being connected to the personal activism of the main person in the film, and they're quite vocal about it, I think it's kind of killing the mood for some people. They're like, yeah, I'm not into this anymore, and it's it's a shame. I just hope this isn't kind of like the first kind of major flaw for the MCU, because the MCU, let's face it, they've done movies that haven't been that great. But if this movie isn't that great and it isn't even like filmed well and the acting isn't all there, people are going to be really disappointed. I mean, there's going to be some people who support it no matter what, but I myself, I'd be like quite disappointed by it. But yeah, it was tracked to make 160 million domestically. That's gone down now to, well, I say just 100 million, but that's still like a big number. But it's just turning sour, and I'm just sitting back watching it all, and I'm just going, maybe this wasn't a good idea. Like, maybe it wasn't. I feel like Marvel's best female characters, to be honest. Like, in the comics, they tried to make a Captain Marvel an A-lister, or Carol Danvers an A-lister. I wouldn't really call her a Marvel A-lister. I think kind of like your bigger female characters in Marvel tend to be the ones who are on teams. That's how I've always felt. Like, the ones who are on teams are bigger, like especially a lot of the females in the X-Men, like people go crazy for. And I think if we had to do a vote, I would be certain that people would rather see a movie based on one of those characters from the X-Men, for example, over a Captain Marvel movie, or even like just anyone. It's like, you say Captain Marvel to me, and I know they keep rebooting her and all this kind of business, but it's just the reboots aren't working. It doesn't work at all. Like, every week it feels like they've rebooted Captain Marvel again. You know, she got her long hair back now. Obviously, someone at Marvel went away. We should kind of at least make her look similar to Brie Larson in some way. So she got her long hair back not too long ago. So she was looking less Carl Manvers, as people called her. I myself didn't, but other people did. But it's just a weird situation. So Captain Marvel, like, for me, it's just odd. I'm not excited to see it now. So now I'm gonna go and see it, and I hope it's good. But from what I've seen, the action looks a little bit flat to me. Like, I saw that whole scene with the train and all that, and I'm like, action's dope. I love action. Grown up on action. Schwarzenegger, Van Damme, Snipes, fuck everyone, you know what I mean? Stallone, everyone you can think of. Seen all that action stuff, man. Quite into like martial arts scene as well, especially when I was a bit younger. Obviously the Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, all that kind of stuff, and a bit of Tony Jaa for the old Ong back. And you look at some of these like really cheap action movies, like something like The Raid, for example. and just the way the action filmed is just perfect. And you go, man, the speed and the ferociousness of the choreography is wicked. But then this bit on the train in Captain Marvel, I was just like, none of that fight looks interesting. Yeah, there was a punch, there was a kick, there was a bit of a throw, and then that was about it. And then you got Nick Fury in the car and Coulson in the car chasing, but it was like, it just felt flat. It just felt not that interesting. Who knows? On the big screen, it may look different. That may be just one version that they filmed. There might be another version, but there was no intensity there. It wasn't intense. So I just watched it and I was just kind of like, I don't know. But some people seem to love it and think it's the best thing they've ever seen or whatever, or saying it's a really good piece of promotion. I don't think the promotion for this film has been all that, to be honest. I reckon they should have taken a page out of the Guardians of the Galaxy book and just done something with so much personality, so much kind of character, that you couldn't say no to not seeing a movie, you know what I mean? I myself was not really particularly familiar with who the Guardians were. I'd heard the name, seen them in Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and then that trailer dropped, and I was like, I'm intrigued. I have to see what this is. When it comes to Captain Marvel, I'm not like that. Although saying that, there is another Captain Marvel that I am intrigued about, and that would be the DC Captain Marvel movie, aka, well, I say aka, it's called Shazam. And I just love the fact that it's just going to be like Big, the Tom Hanks movie, but with a superhero in it. I'm actually quite looking forward to it. I like the fact that it just seems like a fun, go to the movies, have a good time. Here's this kid, Billy Batson, foster care, gets superpowers, turns into this adult. It's just big, but like super, and that's what I think, that's kind of like its main selling point. It's just that it's going to be fun. And I think that Captain Marvel, potentially, I think there's a chance, because the promotional material for it has actually been pretty good. Like, even if you are kind of into more darker superhero stories, you can't look at Shazam and go, yeah, I wouldn't enjoy that. You kind of look at it and you go, okay, he's flossing, which is annoying. I've even seen him do a dab at some point, which was, oh god, dabs. But the general feel of it, I'm like, this could be pretty good, and potentially it could make more money than Captain Marvel, especially coming off the back of Aquaman, because everyone seemed to enjoy Aquaman a lot. I mean, I enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting much at all going in, and I enjoyed it a lot, Aquaman. So I think Shazam could make more money than our other Captain Marvel, which would be quite interesting as to see how Marvel will play it. I know that with Carol Danvers' Captain Marvel, the Russo brothers have this, it's kind of like they released a statement kind of saying, yeah, how we dealt with her in Endgame, and it's almost like they've had to like depower her a little bit, which would make sense. But I mean, normally if you're having to depower a character, that character's you made him too powerful in the first place. You've buffed them too much. You need to nerf them a little bit. So, but yeah, Captain Marvel, I'm gonna go see it anyway. I think all the kind of like bad vibes around it could have been avoided if they just focused on just doing wicked promotional material and nothing else, but they've chosen not to do that. That's fine, that's up to them. I think Shazam could potentially be the better film and make more money, because all they're doing is just promoting a movie and promoting a good time, and I'm down with that. Don't get me wrong, I do like seeing all kinds of movies, but I don't think kind of like a big budget kind of action comic book movie is for you to kind of push your own personal agendas onto things. I just don't think that's right for that. If it's a different project and it's like a smaller indie project, yeah, cool, go for it. But this is for the masses. It's got to appeal to as many people as possible, so you can't like be turning people off like that. In my opinion, that's how I would do things, but I guess I'm not worthy to be in a Marvel film, which I'm fine with. But anyway, that's enough of me rambling, because I always ramble. If you agree, disagree, or have an opinion of any sort, do so, bang it in the comments, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.